Good morning. It's Thursday, and you know what that means.
Hey, there you go. Looky there. I like that. Everybody else is saying it. Why can't we, right? Everybody wants to steal Brody Lee's line. We're going to steal it today.
It is Thirsty Thursday here on the show.
And we are talking everything from old days to new days to the Super Show this weekend because we have a packed fucking show for you this weekend.
I think so.
But first, I want to address one of our fans. Hold
on, before you say anything.
Okay, let me back it up.
Let me ask you a question.
Okay.
What is the name of our show?
Well, it's Dynasty of Wrestling, and it's On Deck with Titanic.
Welcome to On Deck with Titanic and Dynasty of Wrestling.
See, I mean, I don't know. I mean, do we need to do a joint name?
On Deck with Dynasty.
There you go.
On Dynasty with Wrestling. I mean, I don't know.
Dynasty of Titanic.
Dynasty. Ooh,
look at there. I like that.
Ooh, the Titanic of Dynasty.
Hey, there you go. I can come up with some names, brother.
All right, let's talk about this jerk off. I mean, this guy.
All right, so Daniel Flores, who has been an avid follower of our show, today when I posted the title, I posted Talking Wrestling, AEW, WWE, WCW, ECW, NWA, New Japan, GCW, and more. I said, and more, plus talking about our Super Show. You know, I can't put every fucking company's name in the title.
Who is XPW? Is that the one that sucked?
Yes, that's Rob Black, the piece of shit that won't come on our show and defend himself because he ain't got no balls. I said it.
Okay, well, Daniel, I hope we answered your question. And thanks for listening. Make sure you share and subscribe. Oh, you're subscribed, apparently. Right. Subscribe to my site, my page. I mean, I need some help. XPW. We did. We just did. We just said XPW. Now we got to move on.
Yeah, because, I mean, it's irrelevant.
We have new AEW Tag Team Champions.
Yeah, let's talk about that before we dive into today, before I thank our sponsors and all that, because that has got to be the worst decision ever.
Yeah. You know? It's probably because they went to madrabbit.com and used Divine 20 to save 20% off the products.
I didn't even know Keith Lee had a tattoo.
Me and my.
I know. I like Swerve. Swerve can support me and go get some Mad Rabbit all he wants. I like Swerve, but he just needs a new partner. I don't like Keith Lee.
You don't like Keith Lee?
No, I ain't never liked Keith Lee, man. I ain't never liked. He's green as fuck. He be dropping people. He be fucking shit up.
I don't know.
He's big and he got raw talent, but he's useless. I'm sorry. I don't like him.
I joined TikTok yesterday.
Oh, God.
And, of course, you and about everybody on my Facebook has found that out. Because I was sending videos.
TikToks like Jerry used to send me TikToks. Good God.
And, by the way, Jerry finally added me on his Facebook page.
Well, about damn time. He's been busy.
We might be able to come together. All of us, you never know.
Jerry's been. They've been real busy. They had to go to Texas. One of their daughters was visiting his mother's family. They moved to Texas. He's been offshore. They're working on bringing up some oil rigs out there and stuff. He works for drilling companies. He's a mechanical engineer of some sort. He's a smart man. He really is.
And he talks to us.
I know, right? I mean, he's on my level. It's all good.
So speaking of Texas,
all right.
South Haven opened up Whataburger.
Oh Lord, I heard about that. I ain't making the
Good,
drive to try it
Goodwill.
out.
Hold on. So one of my employees went the other day. She had to run to go somewhere, do some business with her boyfriend.
Yeah.
And she talked him into taking her over. And they said that the cars. Now I know it ain't a big deal, but when you got South Haven, Mississippi, cars were packed all the way up to Memphis, Tennessee.
Oh, I believe it.
The line going inside was about 2 to 3 football fields long.
Oh, I believe it.
And they still got another one that's supposed to open next month around the corner from them.
Oh, Jesus Christ. I've never ate Whataburger. I'll just be honest.
I have.
So is it good?
It's very good.
Okay, so maybe I do need to go try it. I don't know.
I mean, I wouldn't drive 8 hours to go do it.
No, I'm not going to South Haven. Like, I'm sure there's one closer to me anyway. Like, I mean, we only like 3 hours away from Texas. So, I mean, I could probably drive into Texas. I'm sure Texas has one.
Hey, there's one I always stop at. I couldn't tell you right off the bat. I have to look it up. They have the best 7-year-olds. That's the only one I'll stop at. Yeah. Anytime me and Tom would go to a Dallas game, we'd stop right there.
Oh, okay. You're talking about
on the way back. We would stop back, coming back from Dallas.
That's almost like 8 hours away from here more.
We would stop there and grab about 5 Whataburgers and some 7-year-olds and bring them home to people.
There you go.
We were like Santa Claus.
Right. Got to spread joy somehow.
Oh, yeah. So it's Thursday. We're 2 days away from
the Super Show.
Yeah. Saturday is really packed.
Saturday is going to be packed. Let me bring up this. Let's get started on some of this stuff here. We'll talk sponsors. We'll talk Saturday. We'll talk a lot. Of course, always, thank you to Ace for the belt. He does belts, boots. If you need a pair of custom wrestling boots. If you're a wrestler and you need a pair of custom boots. If you're not a wrestler and you want a pair of boots that were Andre the Giant's, hook up with Ace. Of course, you got Mad Rabbit. You heard, apparently Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland been using some Mad Rabbit. That's how they won the tag titles last night if you listen to Titanic. So there you go, Divine 20. We also got Slam Buddies. My Slam Buddies are not here yet. And then, of course, let's shout out to Johnny Dotson and Bluff City Wrestling. I hope their show went well the other night. He finally sent me their logo. I got it up here. Wish them guys all the best. We hope to hear from Johnny Dotson here on the show again to find out how some of his shows are going and what we can do to help promote it. Of course, we want to talk about Death Before Dishonor coming up on the 23rd. It's shaped up to be a big show as well. Mercedes Martinez is now going to take on, I think, Serena Deeb. You got Daniel Garcia and Wheeler Yuta. And, of course, you got FTR versus the Briscoes 2. That alone, as you said before, is worth the price of admission. Then we also got Ric Flair's last match. Now, I had posted this one into the page before I got the updated card last night. And I mentioned it to you because now things have changed, man. It was originally planned to be a 6-man tag where Flair tagged with FTR to take on the Rock and Roll Express and a partner that they were supposed to have at a later time.
But
that changed, and now Ricky Morton and his son Kerry Morton with Robert Gibson in their corner are going to take on the Flying Brian Jr. and Brock Anderson with Arn Anderson in their corner. So that match has now been added to this match list. And let's look at this list of matches, man. You got the Impact World title, Josh Alexander versus Jacob Fatu. That's going to be great. Going to be a heavy hitter. You got Rachel Ellering, Jordan Grace, or whatever you call her.
Jordan Grace.
Yeah. Deonna Purrazzo. I love Deonna. Rachel Ellering's good, but I love Deonna. Deonna, there's something about her. She is just fucking awesome. Then you got Killer Cross with that fine-ass piece of ass Scarlett Boudreaux. Woo! Taking on Harry Smith. That's going to be fucking great.
That should be really good.
Right. Just staring at her ass the whole match would be great. Then you got Clark Connors versus Rita. Rita?
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be good. I didn't know who Clark Connors was until Forbidden Door.
Right.
He got a fan out of me because he impressed me.
Mm-hmm.
Impressive fucking showing. Then you got the Wolves versus Motor City Machine Guns, a dream tag team rematch.
God, if them guys were younger, I'd love to see that match.
And that's my point. These guys are old, broken down, beat up, and they can't go like they used to could go. So how good is that match really going to be? Now, I'm not saying anything against Alex Shelley because I've seen Alex Shelley recently, and he can still go to a point. He just ain't as fast as he used to be. I hadn't seen Chris Sabin in a while. I heard Wildcat Chris Harris returned to the ring for Impact.
He did.
I haven't watched.
And 5 Allen Angels from the Dark Order showed up at Impact.
Yeah, because he's no longer with AEW.
Right.
Which is weird. And then you've got this AAA match here, Laredo Kid, who is fucking awesome. You got Ray Phoenix, who you can't go wrong with. You got Bandito, and you got Taurus. That's going to be fucking phenomenal. But here's the one that really caught my eye. Not only, I'm impressed with the fact that it's going to be Ric Flair's last match, and now I'm assuming that he's going to be in a singles match instead of a tag match, right? Because the team that he was supposed to take on is in a different match. But this match caught my eye because it is Marshall and Ross, the Von Erichs, the last of the Von Erichs, really, taking on the Briscoes.
They should be good.
And the true Von Erich fashion, they wrestle barefoot.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they really, these are Kevin's boys. Mm-hmm. The last of the Von Erichs. And this, it's not the first time they've wrestled here in America, but it's really going to be the first time that America as a whole nation gets to see the last of the Von Erichs take on the Briscoes. Will their dad be in their corner?
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. I don't think he's leaving Hawaii where he lives now. But, I'm excited for that match.
Last time I saw him, he was moving kind of rough.
Yeah. He's a little beat up. But I'm excited for that match. I think the Von Erichs versus the Briscoes will be really good. I think this match will be all right. I don't think it'll be anything special. It'll be cool because Arn's going to be out there. I love Arn Anderson. And then I wanted to share this because I shared it with you. And I thought this was the neatest fucking thing I ever seen. This is a surviving picture of the very first ever cage match in professional wrestling. And it was like a homemade contraption of chicken wire that they had to build into the ring. And you didn't even have the whole ring to fucking use. You couldn't hit the ropes. That is just
different time.
That was in Atlanta, Georgia. Jack Bloomfield and Count Petro Russo. Whatever. I don't even know who the fuck these two guys are. That was in 1973, folks. That was before our time, Titanic.
Oh, Spears.
Neither one of us were there when Jesus said, "Turn them lights on."
89 years ago.
Mm-hmm. And then I had to share this. And a shout out goes to one of my favorite managers ever. He managed me. He managed you. He's managed a number of the people that we're going to have on the show. He's also been across the ring from us. Sexy Sam Dollar. I found this picture, and I changed the picture that I had, and I'm always going to keep this picture in here just because it's fucking FTR. And because I'm over on FTR and they're that fucking good. But you notice they have all the belts.
I've really come to really enjoy watching them.
They are a hell of a tag team.
They've held every belt that there's been to hold wherever they went.
I mean, they are the. And this is why I said shout out to Sexy Sam, because at a later date, hopefully he will come on the show and debate this with me. I said they're the best tag team, hands down. He says the Briscoes. And I love the Briscoes. Don't get me wrong. But FTR, I know that championships don't matter as much as they used to.
Right.
But my point is the company felt confident enough in them to put the championship on them.
Mm-hmm.
And it helped promote the company. Because where FTR has gone, they've made money. That's my point. I was waiting for you to say something.
Oh. Want to be a wrestler? Why wait? Contact All Pro Wrestling at yahoo.com. Or you can contact the owner, Rick Kennedy, on Facebook. Tell him that I sent you. They do fundraisers too.
There you
go. They're good matches, man. Good shows. I always enjoy going and watching it because I don't stick around the back very much, and I get the full effect of surprises and things that happen, and it's pretty cool. I get to watch. I just get to take it in as a fan, and it's kind of hard to get. That feeling is hard to get back after being in this shit for so long.
Amen, man. Amen. Oh God. That comment right there needs to be framed and put on the wall of every arena. After you've done it for so long, you just can't be a fan. It's horrible. All right, so we got these are your people. I'll let you. These are some folks we're going to have on the Super Show. That's why
this is Nick. Oh, that's Nick. She's been doing APW, been going all around Mississippi, going into Memphis wrestling. So yeah, that's Nick's. That's Smitty. That dude is huge.
He looks it.
The first time I saw him was at Dyersburg against Golden Boy. And I was like, where the hell did this monster come from? But one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet in your life.
It's normally how it works.
And that's the little punk ass rookie that hurt me. He goes by Broder. I'd have to look it up. But he goes by Broder, and he's a good kid. And loves it. He referees in OCW some, and he wrestles there in APW, and I think that's where he's been doing his training and stuff. But we'll talk to him, Saturday about it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to swing the chair a lot harder. I didn't know he was that big.
Oh yeah, he's a big boy.
He may have to get a fireball and then a chair shot. I don't know.
I found out when we were doing the show in Cherry Valley, that's where the picture was taken at, which was taken by my niece.
Okay.
His kid was the one that stole my belt and took off. And I sent my nephew James after him to go pick it up and go get it back.
There you go.
So I didn't look like I was picking on some little kid.
I don't blame you.
I made my nephew do that.
Right. And then you can talk about this one.
Okay, so this slut right here is my sister. I'm real proud of her. She's been filming some. She was filming in the movie Slaughtery with Santiago from The Walking Dead, and she's really gotten popular up on TikTok. And she's been getting phone calls from California from producers and stuff about doing some more films. So
good deal. And then this one here is no stranger to either one of us.
Well, I just kind of thought it was funny.
I do too, seeing as he's got Derek King on the end of a chain.
So Ron Rage will be on the show.
He looks sexy in them leather print pants, man.
Well, that's back in the day when they used to wear thongs.
I know, right?
And I think that might be at the Peppermint Pond, though. I ain't for sure.
But the look on Derek's face is fucking brilliant.
Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely make sure you pull that up when we got him off. When we got Ron on the thing, stir around. Let's ask him about this picture, though.
Yeah, I want to know what was going on here, and I just want to know how good it felt to kick Derek King's ass that night, because he looked like he was having fun.
Oh, yeah. He was enjoying it way too much.
Right? But Ron Rage, who I'll move my arrow up here. This is Ron, ladies and gentlemen. This is Midnight Cowboy. This is another guy who's no stranger to either one of us. And this is
Buzzkill.
Buzzkill, yeah. It took me a minute. I know him. I've worked with him twice, maybe. But I know these guys very well.
The two outside guys, of course, were a product of Sid Vicious.
Yes.
Cowboy is a product of Moondog Spot. Buzzkill, that is the funniest dude I've ever met in my life. He's a firefighter.
I did not know that.
He, look, Sid turned around. I'm like, I said, how did you give him the name Buzzkill? He said, well, every time he drives, he kills my buzz.
That's great. That's good shit. That's good shit. I like that.
But we'll get to hear a little bit about the POB and stuff like that from Ron.
Oh, yeah, I look forward to hearing those stories. And then, of course, you didn't send me any pictures of our other guest.
That's because you should have found the other guest.
The other guest. Did you expect me to go through his Facebook and stalk him?
Which one?
Mr. Mcclarty.
I thought, I couldn't. It wouldn't let me down. It wouldn't let me. It wouldn't let me save the picture.
You sent me the video for Saturday, but you didn't send me the pictures of him. So I feel bad. But I didn't want to go through his Facebook and stalk him. I don't like doing that shit to people. That's weird.
Yeah, I mean that's what I did.
Oh, okay. Anyway. Well, I should have done it then. I'm sorry.
But
we'll have another legend from the old days. Mr. Ron Mcclarty will be joining us, and he is truly one of the greatest wrestlers in our area of the Mid-South.
All time.
And of all time. Hands down.
Him and
Ron Rage both were very instrumental in.
It just let me save one.
Well, good deal. It's too late fucking now, jackass.
No, it ain't. You can put it on there.
Yeah, I'll have to throw it up.
Well, don't throw up though.
All right. Well, here here. Let me stop this share.
Bam.
Oh, I gotta go to Facebook to do it. Okay, stop this share. Go back to here. Let me go up here. Give me just a second. I got to go to my Facebook Messenger now. Oh,
this picture of Ron tells you everything you need to know about Ron Mcclarty.
There it is, man. There it is. All right. Let me get into my Messenger. Titanic. Okay, hold on. Why is it not working? Let's see. There's one. There we go.
Aren't you just a guru? Are you on a computer or a laptop?
I am on a laptop, sir.
Oh, okay.
I am on a laptop. Why is this
I
thing
might need to invest in one of those.
Yes, you should. And here we go. Is it showing?
It's showing.
There we go. Mr. Ron Mcclarty. And of course, his manager, the man we just mentioned, Sexy Sam Dollar. Hey, hey, hey.
That's an MCW heavyweight champion. That man was heavyweight champion longer than I've ever known anybody there, other than Dog.
And he was a tough son of a bitch. Let me just say that. Ooh. Tough as nails. Looking forward to hearing from him. When we were doing our podcast back in the day, let me stop this share again. When we were doing our podcast back in the day, we recorded an episode with him. And unfortunately, it was one of the lost files that we never got to air. So I look forward to this will be legit the first time that some of his stories have been told.
Hey, was it a pizza story that he gave us that time?
The pizza and the burger and stuff, yes, when he was over in the UK.
We definitely got to get him to tell us that story again.
Yes, and I need my wife to listen to that story because it is the greatest fucking thing I've ever heard. I loved it. It was great. Throw it in the fucking deep fryer. All right.
Go ahead.
I don't want to run his story for him, man, but it was so good. It was great. It was, man, just throw shit in deep fryer. It'll be all right. I throw everything in deep fryer around here. What you talking about? All right. So up next, here he is. He was not the main star, but he was on The Walking Dead. Y'all said he was with the governor's side, right?
The what?
I think y'all said he was like with the governor or something. I don't know.
I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
You never watched Walking Dead, did you?
No, I didn't.
See, he's not going to like you.
I don't care. I mean, it's not something I watch. I mean, I don't hardly ever watch TV, and when I do, it's something with wrestling.
Or fucking football, which is, I'm so ready for football season.
Yes, me too.
Oh, I need some football in my life. Saints have they've announced that they're going to do a open practice, open to the public at the Caesars Superdome this year, which is fucking awesome.
So, are y'all going?
Hopefully, if everything works out. The wife has surgery in 2 weeks, so depending on that and everything, we'll go.
Baker Mayfield ended up going to the Carolina Panthers.
Oh wow!
For a 5th round pick.
Oh wow! That's weird.
So, they were trying, and they're paying, they got to play the Panthers the first week the Browns do.
Yeah.
And they're going to pay him like $500,000 to kick their ass.
That's funny. Anyway, this is the Walking Dead star, Santiago. We will have him on Saturday at, he'll be joining us at 1 o'clock. We'll also have Dusty Rhodes impersonator Mike on with us at noon to kick the show off. We'll come on a little early, of course, but he will be the first guest in our super show. We'll be talking to Santiago about his A Veteran's Homecoming. I'm guessing this is a movie that they did or are doing.
It's a book.
It's a book. Okay.
It's a book. Well, Crystal told me it was a book.
Hey, I'm fine with that. I don't know. I'm just saying.
We'll find out. We'll talk more about it. And he can yell at her if he gets messed up.
Yeah, most definitely. We'll have Santiago from The Walking Dead on with us. We'll be talking to this gentleman here about this book, along with questions about his time on the set of Walking Dead. I've got a number of questions I'd love to ask, if I can just remember them all.
That's why I kind of went through there. When I did the scheduling, I was just kind of putting down little jots of stuff on there,
Right, and that made perfect sense. I mean, it's smart. I'm trying to, any questions I have, I plan on putting them down. I got plenty of questions for Dusty Rhodes. I want to know about his match against Flair. I want to know what he would think about coming back for one last match against Ric Flair. You know, I got all kinds of questions for Dusty. So
I've been showing everybody at work who it is that's coming on and everything.
But really looking forward to it. It's going to be it's going to be our first big event that we put on here on our YouTube channels.
And we just came up with out of the blue.
Yeah, I mean, and eventually down the road, it is kind of how we work. And eventually down the road, we will do a 24-hour show where we just run nonstop. Maybe when I'm on the road or something, we'll do a 24-hour show where we just run nonstop. Yeah, nothing better to fucking do, right? So, kind of rundown of the schedule that you gave me is noon. Dusty Rhodes will be on. 1 p.m. we'll have Santiago. That'll transition right into at 1:30. We're going to have Ron Mcclarty.
You skipped 12:30.
Oh, yep, I did skip 12:30.
12:30. I figured 30. I was sitting here thinking. I was like, well, 30 minutes should be okay.
Right, 12:30 will be Ron Rage, right?
12:30 is supposed to be Smitty.
Smitty, okay. You didn't send that to me.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. I'm looking at your messages right now.
It's actually in the pictures of the schedule that I sent you. Sir.
Oh, okay. That's where I screwed up then because I didn't look at that.
Now
because
you did say we're having the Memphis Heritage Champion on here, right?
Yeah, Mike Anthony's coming on Sunday morning. Sunday morning at noon. They will be our first guest that day as well. It'll be him, Brandon Barber, Idle Bane, and Vic Vicious, who we've had on before, but it was on a much sadder note. We were remembering our good friend Rod and Randy. But yeah, they will be on. The Memphis Heritage Champion will be on. I will let you do his introduction so I don't screw it up because, you know.
Want to get your ass whooped?
Yeah, I'm not trying to fight Mike.
I'm
not in shape.
Gotten big.
Yeah, I need to get big.
He's jacked.
He's been eating a lot of fish, a lot of chicken. What's he been eating? I didn't know what he'd been eating because I'm
fucking steel.
I need to eat that. I need to eat that because I'm telling you, I need to get back in shape. My wife informed me last night that after her surgery and her clearance from the doctor and my clearance from physical therapy, we're getting back in the gym.
I'm just going to let you know, next Thursday, I might look a little rough.
They going to dope you
I
up?
mean, it's probably going to look like I'm going to be, that I've been in a big fight. Remember, I got to have surgery on my ear Tuesday.
Oh, shit,
and I had this little thing cut off my eye to leave me alone and stop making it look like I'm so fucking emotional in this eye.
Well, if you weren't so emotional, maybe they wouldn't have to fix it.
I am an emotional bastard, ain't I?
It's all right. We get there in our old age. It happens. You know, I'm starting to develop Alzheimer's, but nobody believes me. I can walk into a room and completely forget what the fuck I was doing in there. It's bad.
That's my life. That's why they don't have me do. That's why they don't have me do much at work.
Look, I told my wife and my mother-in-law the other day, I said, look, if we were to film a day in my life for the YouTube channel or like we got a reality show, we would be fucked because one, I have no filter. So if I think something, it's coming out of my mouth. Like if somebody does something fucking completely stupid, I say what I think. Like we'll be standing in Walmart and something will happen and my mother-in-law's like, oh my God. And I'm like, God damn, you a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? Like I just, bam, I pop something stupid out like, you know, or I'm like, God damn, you suck dick with that mouth or something. Like I have no filter. Like shit just comes out.
Look,
I'm worse than a kid.
So I got to tell you the story. So Roscoe wrestles around here over at Oxy.
Mm-hmm.
He's tag team champion for Chief Hill now.
Yeah.
And if Jeff don't watch it, he's gonna get his ass whooped. He keeps bad talking to that old man.
I'm a laugh.
Well, he'd be posting old pictures of wrestlers and some new pictures and stuff like that. Well, he posted a picture of the original Lord Humongous.
Oh shit.
Well, Jeff thought Sid was the original. I was like, no, Mike Starks is the original, or something like that.
Yeah, it was. I can't remember the guy's name, but it wasn't.
But it wasn't Sid. Sid was the second one. Then I turned around. I said, and after that, you're pretty much ordering off a Wish.
Oh, yeah, we wish we could get Lord Humongous. You're right about that. God damn, that's just, oh. Hey, our friend Cheeseburger is with us today. Shout out. We haven't heard from you in a while. He says, hey, guys. And he also says, at least you're being open and honest. Amen. We got Cheeseburger Superior back with us today. It's awesome to have you on. Don't forget to check out our Super Show this weekend, man. It's going to be epic, long, and boring as always, but we're going to have guests. So maybe we'll...
Yes. We're going to have guests, and we're probably going to stumble over each other and everything else.
It happens. But I am looking at your I am looking at your schedule here.
I was giving a take. I mean, if we go a little over, I mean, it ain't gonna hurt too bad.
No.
Just some of them's got to be done at a certain time because they're wrestling Saturday night.
Yeah, and I've got to squeeze Jason Vaughn in there at some point because he has to wrestle Saturday night too.
I thought he was doing him on Sunday.
Yeah, we're gonna get him in on Saturday because he wants to promote the show.
Oh.
So we're going to squeeze him in somewhere. I mean, if we run all night long, who gives a shit? We'll figure it out.
Did you tell him when we don't do that?
We don't do what?
We don't promote shows.
No, I thought that was the whole opposite of what we did here. We got to squeeze Bruiser Perry in somewhere, maybe on Saturday or Sunday. We got Danny Jackson. I see you put all your people on Saturday like you just took over there.
I did.
Kind of a dick move there.
Well, I mean, I couldn't get you to answer me.
I was answering you.
No, you weren't answering me at the time I was doing it.
You didn't fucking message me?
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't message me about that.
Oh, yeah.
You want to argue?
Then you told me you finally waking the fuck up.
Oh, you talking about the days I was having blood pressure problems?
Probably.
Yeah.
Because I'm sitting there telling, I was like, I was talking to my sister. I'm like, I can't get down there to this damn phone for shit.
Yeah, it was probably the days I was incapacitated due to my blood pressure issues, which hopefully we now have under control. I doubt, but I don't know for sure. But,
what did the doctor give you?
Oh, the doctor ain't gave me shit. I've been switching my medication myself. I took some time off of some of it because it was bothering me, and I knew it was. And then I realized that if I didn't take it, my blood pressure was going to go even worse. There was one day my blood pressure was like 200 over 160. It was pretty bad.
Oh, what was that?
That was my eBay alert.
Oh, somebody's trying to buy some shit.
Yeah. I ain't buying nothing. I got some stuff up for sale, but I sell I've got a little store on there, but I do business pretty well. It's not bad.
Better. Some is better than nothing.
Did you see the video I did on Tuesday?
No, I didn't.
I got some new books in, man.
Let's see what you got.
I got some new books in. Let me roll this unrollable fucking chair and knock the desk around there. Oh shit, I got hung up. Well, as you know, I was preoccupied. I had family in from out of town. They were up from your neck of the woods. We went to the bookstore, and Grandma actually, got me this one for like $5. We found it. I didn't even know AJ Lee wrote a book.
Oh,
didn't know she wrote a book.
I didn't either.
That's a fine little bitch, though. CM Punk's a lucky man. Let me go in here. I want to share this because we all know that she was diagnosed with some mental health issues at a young age. These are some of the titles that she gave. These are some of the titles that she gave. Let me just, Chapter 11, No One Wants to Have Sex with You. That's the first one that caught me. I was like, huh? What? Weird? Okay. Chapter 12 is called Extra Whip. Chapter 13, Girl on Girl. I don't know what I'm going to be reading in that chapter, but if it's anything insinuated in that title,
would you please show? Would you please share with us?
Right?
Can we have story time?
We may have to do story time with Divine. And then chapter 14, Crazy Chicks Do It Better. I can't say that she's wrong. I can't say that she's wrong. And then, of course, I had found some online that I had ordered. They came in last week while family was here. This one, Madman Pondo has done a memoir talking about his time with the deathmatch wrestling. So that one's there. We got the Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. These are some older books here, man. I'm sure you know about these. The tag teams.
Oh, that would be good to read.
It's got Pat Patterson and Ray Stevens. You've got the British Bulldogs. You've got the Fabulous Ones. You've got, it's got, the origins of tag team wrestling. Tag team wrestling goes national. And then it talks about the top teams. And it mentions everybody. You know what I mean? You got from Ted DiBiase to Steve Williams to the Moondogs are in here. You got the Mysterious Medics, the Mongols, the Bushwhackers, the Sheepherders, the Sicilians, the Von Sturgers, Kurt Von Haas and Von Schatz, the Dudley Boys. You got the Fantastics, Edge and Christian, the Rock and Roll Express, the New York Dolls, the Midnight Express, the Rock and Roll RPMs, the Fantastics, the Rock and Roll Rebels, the Southern Rockers, the Pretty Young Things, Coco Beware and Norvell Austin, the New Fabulous Ones, Eddie Gilbert and Tommy Rich, the New Breed, the American Males. You got Hardy Boy. It's got all kinds of tag teams. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, thank you for joining us, Darren Walker. Appreciate you. And I'll have to share some Divine Tales from that book with you, Cheeseburger, when I read AJ Lee's book. I'm reading Pat Patterson's right now, and let me tell you, I've known Pat Patterson for years. When I did some refereeing on some of their road shows, I got to know Pat pretty well. He would handle a lot of it, and then they switched that over to DiBiase taking over. But I did not know near as much as I thought I knew about Pat Patterson.
Right.
This book, like, I knew he was gay. That doesn't bother me. Gay people don't bother me. I live in New Orleans, man. We got gay people everywhere. We celebrate that shit down here. My mother-in-law had an experience, and Cheeseburger wasn't with us. So I'm gonna tell this story again. It was Pride Month, and we were in New Orleans, and they do a bicycle parade where everybody just wear whatever you want. You got goober hanging out, you got tits hanging out, dude riding around with a dick on his head, all kinds of shit. It was interesting. And I kept telling my mother-in-law, hey, the bike thing's fixing to start, the parade down there. You want to go watch? They're going to be naked. She's like, what? Like, the parade, it's fixing to start. You want to go watch? And I kept telling her they're going to be naked, but she didn't listen. I told her like 4 times, hey, the parade, if you want to go watch the parade, they're going to be naked. You want to go down there, right down there. You want to go to that corner and you want to stand. And she's like, okay, I'm going. We told her like 4 times these people was going to be fucking naked. Okay? The first couple of people come by, oh my God, they're naked. Yeah, we told you. I mean, we got the kids over here standing against the wall, so they can't see nothing because we didn't want them to be exposed. But I mean, it's New Orleans; it happens. But she's just freaking the fuck out. She's grabbing her phone and she's jumping out in the fucking road and she's filming these people riding by. And the black guy goes by. Oh my God, his penis is so small. Well, thank you. I didn't care. I'm just standing back there with the kids. I'm like, y'all enjoy yourself. I mean, it's a parade of dicks and occasionally some tits. I mean, when the tits drove by, I looked, but I wasn't interested in looking at dick. But my mother-in-law's out there and this little old man comes by and he got a helicopter on his hat and his little penis is down there and she's like, look, it's so little. Oh my God, I can barely see it.
Oh my God.
And then she looks over at my wife and she goes, I thought black guys were supposed to be like hung. These guys are like little.
Oh my God.
I'm like, don't bring your mother in public with me ever again.
We're going to hell.
I know, right? Like, so now my mother-in-law's like, black dudes don't have big dicks. I'm like, oh my God. And she has to go back to Arkansas up there. And she takes this video and she's telling all of her coworkers and showing off this video. And she goes, I thought black dudes had big dicks. I'm like, oh my God. She calls her daughter the next night after she got home. Nobody at work believed me. They thought I was lying. I had to show them the video. I'm like, you're the fucking weirdo that went out there and recorded like 5 videos of tiny dicks rolling by on a bicycle, okay? Nobody else was recording. And if they were, it was for the newspaper because that shit made the front page, but you didn't see no dick in it. I mean, that's New Orleans for you, though. I mean, it was Pride Month. I had a blast. I mean, there was drinks given away for free, and if you flirted with the right people, you could get extra drinks for free. So, I mean, you seen all kinds of shit in Pride Month, okay? You had male cheerleaders with a dong hanging out. You had fucking lesbians walking around. It was great. I mean, it's Pride Month. Who gives a shit? We celebrate that down here. And I keep explaining, I can't get my grandmother, who's 80-something years old. She won't get a tattoo with me. I tried to get her to go get a matching tattoo with me. She told me no. And then her and my mother-in-law, I can't get them to understand that this is New Orleans, man. Down here, we celebrate the fucking crazy, okay? We don't hide that shit. We put it out there for the world to see. We parade it around. We do whatever we want. We don't give a fuck. Right. You want to smoke a joint, walk down Bourbon, smoke your fucking joint. They don't give a shit, okay? It's New Orleans. We celebrate our crazy.
You're right about that.
Get right in here because nobody gives a shit. I mean, that's the one thing I love about New Orleans. She may not forgive, but by God, she forgets and she lets you live your life. This is the one city where you can come to and just have freedom and be free. I mean, it's great. I love New Orleans. Like I said, we celebrate our fucking crazy. But I got off on that tyrant because I couldn't get over the fact that, Cheeseburger didn't hear that story. My mother-in-law went crazy over the gay pride parade and had to share that with you. And yes, Pat Patterson was gay. He was supposedly the first open gay wrestler in professional wrestling. But upon reading his book, I've found out that there were other wrestlers during the time when he was breaking into the business that were also gay that he became friends with and things like that. So I don't think he was the first openly gay wrestler, maybe the first openly gay wrestler in WWE, but not in the whole business. I mean, as far as I know, in professional wrestling, it didn't matter whether you were black, white, or gay. You were just accepted because you had good talent. You know what I mean?
He was good, though.
He was. I mean, he was one of the best. He really started out as a great wrestler, and he transformed into a great mind in the office. And he really shaped, and I don't think he gets the credit he's due because Vince gets a lot of credit because Vince is the chairman and he's the charge of creative. But Pat Patterson's the one that really came up with the Royal Rumble. He's the one that came up with a lot of shit that goes on in WWE that he doesn't get credit for. So it bothers me that Pat doesn't get.
I got a question.
Yeah.
And if anybody can answer it, they can put it in the comments and you can let me know. Who came up with the WrestleMania?
Wow. That's a good one. So If anybody can answer that, put it in the comments. And yes, Chris Canyon was gay. That was part of his depression issue. He didn't want to come out. And then the last book I got was the story that Jerry Jarrett wrote about having to work with Jeff Jarrett for NWA TNA. I look forward to reading that because I've heard some of Jeff's stories about it, and I've heard some of Jerry's stories about it. And I just want to see what Jerry put in writing because I think there's a lot of there was a lot of heat between father and son over NWA TNA. Now there's not. They've made up. It's been years, but and they've been through quite a bit. Let me put these books up. I'll be right back. Bang, boom. All right, so your question. Yeah, I'm back. Bang. Your question was who came up with WrestleMania? If I'm not mistaken, it was Pat, but I may be wrong.
No, you're wrong.
Then who was it?
I can't give you the answer. Did anybody in the bottom answer?
Nobody's answered yet. Anybody know who came up with the idea of WrestleMania? Oh, wait, I know who it was. Never mind, it wasn't Pat. I ain't typing it in the answer box, though.
So what else have we got going on?
So we got our Super Show going on. We've got new tag team champions and Keith Lee and
Matt Jackson got hurt.
I noticed that
about 3 to 5 minutes into the beginning of the match. It got a stinger.
Yeah, and that all kind of that changed the outcome of that match in my opinion. But it just man, I really felt like it was time for Ricky Starks and Will Hobbs to get their rub. I love Ricky Starks. And like I said, I'm always going to be over on Ricky Starks because he's a New Orleans boy. This is his hometown. But I really just felt like him and Hobbs should have got it last night. They don't really get the push that they deserve.
Well, you got way too many people
that like Keith Lee.
Not enough time.
Well, then there's that too. Yeah, I mean, let's dive into that a little bit. Let's talk a little bit about AEW. Let's talk about.
And now, right now it's good that they got such a deep roster because a bunch of their top ones are hurt.
Right. But let's talk about that. I mean, they have this huge roster of people. I mean, you got a brand new belt, the All Atlantic Championship, and you're defending it on Dark.
Well, it wasn't on Dark.
Well, no, it was on a show in Japan or some shit, or in the UK, and they filmed it and put it on Dark.
Right.
Just so they could get it on their product. I mean, why did you create another belt if you weren't going to have time for it on your TV show? That's not. I mean, I could understand if we brought in some trios tag belts because we have a lot of 6-man matches. Like they have a lot of 6-man matches on the show. So that's fine. I could understand bringing in some trios belts and promoting those. And
a while back, that was the first big thing they had was a bunch of
6-man matches. Yeah.
You had a bunch of, what do you call them? Groups?
Yeah, stables.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, when they first started, I mean, you had the Nightmare Family, you had the Factory, you had the Pinnacle, you had the Inner Circle, you had everybody over here and everybody over there, the white people, the black people, the brown people, the purple people. You had it all. I mean, it was fucking ridiculous. Like, it didn't make no damn sense.
Yeah, you had the Dark Order, you had...
I mean, they still got a lot of
staples. A lot.
Like, there's only so much you can do in a wrestling company, okay? And I used to make fun of Osceola. Let me say this. I used to make fun of Osceola because they used Sam Dollar to manage all the heels. Why? Do all the heels need a manager?
I only should have the people that you're really going to push.
Fix your mic. Fix your mic. Your mic's too far away.
It's better.
Yeah. Sometimes when you stretch, you do the same thing I do. You get too far away from it. So we got some comments here.
Go ahead.
Hold on. Cheeseburger says, I wish I could be a wrestling writer. Man, me and you both, all three of us. And Darren Walker says he thinks AEW has got too many belts. I agree. I've always wondered, and tell me if I'm wrong. I like Jade Cargill. She's great and all. She's going to be incredible one day if they just treat her right and they get her in ring condition and away from being green. But why do we have to have a TBS, a second women's belt? Why? I've never.
Same reason why you got a second men's title. Now you got 3.
Well, see, that's what I'm saying. I mean, back in the day, and this is what killed me. Back in the day, WWE had your heavyweight title let me set the picture. This is before we had the brand split and they bought back when Shawn was still wrestling, Triple H and everybody. They had the heavyweight title. They had the Intercontinental title. They made the European title for Davey Boy and them. Then they brought in the hardcore title. They had one women's title, and then they had one set of tag titles. I thought that was too many belts. I thought that was way too many belts. Like, okay, we got the Intercontinental title. That's supposed to be for the international. So why do we have the European title? I mean, we get it that there's a European country, but if you have the Intercontinental title, that's your workhorse championship, and that's for the international fans. So why do we have to single out the European fans? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I could understand having your world title, your Intercontinental title. Your world title should be defended like once a month, not every night. But your champion should always be featured. I feel like your world championship should be like a prestige, like you want to make it mean something instead of just throwing it out there. So you have your world championship and it's defended, once a month at every pay-per-view or whatever. You have your Intercontinental Championship, which is your workhorse belt. Maybe defended every week, maybe defended every other week. That way he's truly a workhorse champion. And then eventually they brought in the U.S. title. Then they had the lightweight title and all this other shit. And I'm like, my God. Why? You telling me that the lightweight guys aren't qualified enough to be Intercontinental Champion? Because in my opinion, some of the lightweight guys do more than the fucking heavyweight guys.
I think the Intercontinental title is a joke.
Yeah, nowadays, used to it meant something. We got a question here from Darren Walker. He wants to know who the best book champions are in AEW.
Omega.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Jericho.
I'm gonna agree. Yeah, I'm gonna agree.
Moxley.
Because Hangman Page got fucked.
Yeah, they didn't do shit with Hangman.
I was so happy. I was so elated that he got that chance, but they didn't book him for shit. Like, by the way, our champion hadn't been here in a month, but we're going to bring him out to do an interview tonight. Looky there. Here's Hangman Page. Ooh. And then now all of a sudden you got CM Punk wins the belt and he's automatically injured, and it's a foot injury. So I don't know if his foot's broke and they're having to operate on it.
It was broke.
So he's just probably healing for 2 weeks. I don't see him operating on his foot unless it was severely broken.
Yeah, he'd have surgery.
Okay, so it was severely broken. See, this is why we work so well as a team, because I get half information, you get half information, and we can put it together and we can tell the full story.
And the thing is, he shouldn't have been able to keep the belt.
No. No, I don't agree with having an interim belt. I don't understand it. This ain't UFC. This is wrestling. If I were working for an independent company and I got hurt, I'd leave the belt. It'd be vacant and they'd have to crown a new champion. I mean, that's a...
And I hope they continue to keep bringing out Wardlow to wrestle people.
Do what?
I hope they continue to still bring Wardlow out and wrestle people. Because Sammy was doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Not very many people were doing it. Were doing those matches. Sammy was.
And that TNT belt really, it meant something because Brody and Cody had a good story going with it. And then, unfortunately, Brody passed away. And they never got to have their blow off. But they cracked me up when they brought out the chainsaw, man. I died over.
Last night was funny.
He pulls out a
he pulled out a chainsaw. I loved it when they just turned around. They was like, "What is the game plan?" Wardlow's big. We're gonna cheat. And then you got Trent go, "A lot." And then they pull out a damn
fucking chainsaw.
Wardlow looks at him. He goes, Wardlow looks at him. Really? Are you serious? Are you serious?
We got another question here. Cheeseburger says, "Do you know any wrestlers that have criminal records?"
All of them.
Pretty much. I don't have a criminal record.
Tune in Saturday. Tune in
Saturday. You're gonna learn a lot.
You're gonna learn a lot.
Yeah, you're gonna learn a lot on Saturday because one poor man was stuck.
We're gonna test our limits with YouTube.
Yeah, we're gonna find out just how far they'll let us go. But no, back to the Darren Walker question there, man. I really think that the best book tag team champions have been the Young Bucks. Jungle Boy and Jurassic Express held them forever, but they didn't really have.
It really didn't do much with them.
No, I mean, that's like FTR, the Ring of Honor champions, but how often do we get to see them on TV? How often are they? But they're so fucking over.
You don't have a Ring of Honor TV show.
Right. FTR is going and they're working in Japan, they're working in Mexico, and they're getting their payday waiting for Tony Khan to get his finger out of his ass and figure out what he's going to do because he doesn't have enough TV time. He doesn't have a Ring of Honor deal, but he keeps putting Ring of Honor shit down our throat. I mean, yeah, I look forward to seeing Daniel Garcia take on Wheeler Yuta in a fucking a pure match because I think it'll be great. I think it'll be one of the best pure matches I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be more entertaining than the last one I watched.
Now, let me ask you this. How entertaining was it to see Danhausen go to act like he was fixing to put a curse on Wardlow and just said, "Nah, I decided not to."
It was fucking great.
Wardlow passed it when he goes, "Good call, good call." I like Wardlow.
Wardlow's a beast, and if they keep booking, he's had matches with Lance Archer, he's had matches with
Cody
W. Morrissey, and I think that if they do it right, he'll have a really long reign with that TNT title.
Oh, yeah.
And at some point, I think he would make a good AEW champion. What kills me, and I there's a place for comedy wrestling. There really is. I mean, people love it. Danhausen is entertaining. He's funny. I mean, no disrespect to Danhausen. I mean, we're good friends. You see my autograph picture that he sent me. We get along well. We hung out when we were
very nice.
Huh?
Very nice.
Very nice, right? He's very nice for evil. He's very evil. But I just, no disrespect meant, but you can't really put a comedy wrestler in a match with a serious wrestler. And that's like with Orange Cassidy. I was like, I wonder what kind of match we're going to get. Like, I could understand his match with Will Ospreay because once he turns it up, him and Will Ospreay was a perfect match. It was incredible.
Really good.
Great. But him versus Wardlow didn't make any sense to me.
I didn't know Will Ospreay was so big.
Yeah, he's gotten bigger than he was. He wasn't that big originally. Cheeseburger asked, do you know about a wrestling Michael Jackson? Yes, we do. He is out in California. He does a moonwalk DDT. He's pretty good. I think he needs to be signed to AEW. What you think?
Everybody else is.
I mean, why not? Where the fuck's my contract, you fucking bum?
Well, we never tried.
I ain't trying either.
Let's try. Let's do something.
Let's
tell them that we want to be there. Let's tell them we want to be a writer. We want to be a part of the writers.
He don't have writers. That's the problem.
Well, let's influence him. He needs to hire us to do writing.
He needs to hire somebody.
Then we can be paid doing what we like to do, and maybe it'll work.
Maybe he'd fucking get off his ass and book his talent right. Because, I mean, how long did it take for Julian Hart to turn to the House of Black? I get it that I can bitch about AEW all day. I love AEW. I love it more than WWE. I watch it more than I watch WWE. But
House of Black is made for Rampage.
Really? Obviously, something. I mean,
that's the only place they can get put on.
I know. But if there's a funny clip about Michael Jackson impersonator wrestler on Jim Cornette podcast on YouTube. I'm careful about what I listen to of Jim Cornette's here lately. Jim Cornette, he's become a very big heat magnet. He's getting more heat than me, and that's pretty bad. Jim Cornette needs to learn when to turn it down. He's worse than me.
Did you catch the A&E show? Have you checked the A&E biography yet?
No.
Last week it was The Undertaker.
I need to watch them. I've heard they're good. I figure when I get off here, I'll go turn it on. And
then the rivalry was Brett and Sean.
Yeah, I figured that. We do have another question here from Ashton Gaming 08. Do you think WWE needs new writers? No, that's my son. If I'm not mistaken. It's one of my boys right there. I may be wrong, but I think that's. Do it.
I'd say yes.
I agree. I really think that WWE does need new writers. Speaking of my kids, they did start their own YouTube channel. So if you want to go over and subscribe, I believe that's my son, Ashton. Ashton Gaming 08 _08. And then, of course, Riley has his channel. Let me pull it up. Good God, I don't want to pronounce it wrong. I can't remember what he did. I think it's something to do with a tiger. We're a very animal-oriented family, just so everybody knows. We have snakes, 2 French bulldogs, a Sukata tortoise, which is the third largest tortoise in the world.
How are the snakes looking? I haven't seen none of that stuff.
They've gotten big. I need to bring them on and show everybody. They have gotten very big. But yeah, Riley's Tiger Gaming. That's what it is. They do gaming videos for anybody that's interested. They play games like Cut the Rope and different things. Darren Walker, I think Malachi Black should stay a singles wrestler than be put in the group. Well, see, I think he's the leader. Yeah, he's the leader. I feel like he's going to stay singles. I feel like they tag. To me, when they do a 3-man group, and I don't think they're going to. I don't want to compare them to the Freebirds, but a lot of times when 3-man groups like the New Day get together, they treat them like the Freebirds. You know what I mean? They change them in and out. They try to, but they're not a 3-man group now. They're a 3-man group with a girl, and I think there's going to be more people in the House of Black before it's all said and done. I may be wrong, but I feel like the House of Black's not done growing. You know what I mean? I also feel like Evil Uno addressing the fact that the Dark Order's not leaving is BS. Because Tony Khan is slowly letting all the original stars' contracts just evaporate. So,
sure.
I mean, you got to wonder who's going to be left when the original contracts disappear. You know what I'm saying?
Someone stepped up and talked him into re-signing Colt Cabana.
Really? I wonder if it was Punk.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Punk. But they said that someone stepped up and talked. I can't remember who it was that wanted them to keep him there, but they don't use him.
That's what I'm saying. Why keep him if you're not going to use him?
You're paying somebody for nothing.
If we ran down the entire list of talent, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, I didn't even know he was signed with AEW. I mean, they have a 16-year-old kid who already has a contract the minute he turns 18 and graduates high school to go to work for AEW. Nick Wayne from GCW.
Oh.
I mean,
that's fine. That's fine. I mean, if you want to sign somebody to make sure they don't go nowhere else when it's their age capable.
Right.
I mean, I find that's fine.
I mean,
he's not getting paid for them.
No, but still. You've got guys like, let's see, MJF's not on TV right now. He's not really being mentioned.
But that's part of the.
Yeah, that's part of the program.
Right.
You're hardly seeing Darby Allin. You know, and Darren Walker, you are absolutely correct. I agree there. Colt Cabana is going to be sent to the Ring of Honor events from now on. Colt Cabana was a huge part of Ring of Honor. And that's another thing that kills me. They're signing all these Ring of Honor talent. But are they paying them when they go work these independent shows? That's the question. Are the promoters paying them, or is Tony Khan paying them? You see what I'm saying?
I'm going to say that the promoters having to pay them.
And then they're getting paid when they work for Tony?
Yeah, they work for Tony. They get paid for Tony. I think Tony'd be sending them money anyway.
That's what I think. And I think that's the problem is he says he's going to get a TV deal for Ring of Honor. Well, where are you going to get the TV deal? You've already got TBS and TNT locked up with AEW, but you still don't have enough TV time to promote everybody on your AEW roster. How are you going to have time to promote everybody on your Ring of Honor roster? And my next question, hold on, we got one from Cheeseburger. Sorry, Cheeseburger, I just noticed that. Is there a Fury Wrestling company? I believe there was a company, something Fury Wrestling, but I think it's went out of business. And I know there's no major company with the word Fury in it. I know there's MLW, AAA, Pro Wrestling,
FWF or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But My next question here is, how is Tony Khan going to continue writing for AEW and then write for Ring of Honor too, all by himself? It's impossible. It's hard enough to run one wrestling company. How are you going to run two?
I don't think he'll be alone.
I don't either, but here's the thing, and this is one of the major reasons that Cody left. I mean, Cody went back to WWE because he wanted to win the belt his daddy didn't get to keep. You know, that's part of the reason. Right, that's the story. But one of the main reasons he left AEW is he sat down with Tony Khan. Yeah, they're friends and shit, but Tony Khan, in my opinion, has kind of overstepped his bounds as the money man when he wouldn't let the wrestling people handle the wrestling stuff and him handle the money stuff. Does that make sense? Because I feel like that's where him and the Bucks and them had a falling out, because the Bucks were like, oh, well, we're just getting paid, executive pay and wrestling pay. So let's just chill and let him do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And we'll do whatever we want to do. But it's not good for business, because in the long run, you're hurting yourself. You need somebody who knows wrestling, who actually knows wrestling. You don't need to bring in the pizza man to run the wrestling show. You know what I'm saying? You can't do that shit. You got to be able to have somebody that knows wrestling and can promote it and book it the right way. And Tony Khan, I don't know. In my opinion, I mean, he gives us some good matches and shit, but he doesn't have the balls to pull the trigger on certain things when he needs to. Like this thing with FTR and the Briscoes. Okay, so we're going to get FTR versus the Briscoes 2 at Death Before Dishonor. That's great. I had to pause for a minute. I couldn't remember the name of the show. My Alzheimer's was kicking in. But why not sign the Briscoes? You know what I'm saying? I mean, you won't sign them, but you're going to use them again. Darren Walker, I think Tony Khan should get a booker from day one. The best one out there is Gabe. Who is that?
Sapolsky.
Who is he? What's he booked for?
I'll have to look him up.
Is he the MLW guy?
I've heard of him.
I've heard of him too, but I don't know who he books for. Oh, and I haven't answered your question since they didn't answer it. I know who the WrestleMania thing you asked.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon's the one that came up with it, but the Hall of Fame ring announcer Howard Finkel was the one who named it.
Very good. He was a consultant for the WWE.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Did not know that he was a consultant for the WWE at all.
He was a part of Evolve.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Now I know who you're talking about.
Oh.
Darren says he booked Ring of Honor from day one for over 6 years and was part of NXT with Triple H. Now, I didn't know he booked Ring of Honor. I know that Ring of Honor was, Jim Cornette had a hand in it.
He was an assistant. He was an assistant to Paul Heyman at ECW. He's co-founder and head of talent relations booker of Ring of Honor.
Oh, okay.
The vice president of Dragon Gate USA. The vice president of talent relations. Oh shit. Creative marketing of World Wrestling Network, and creative writer, booker, and founder of Evolve.
Okay.
He worked in the booking capacity for various other promotions, including Full Impact Pro, Style Battle, WWN Supershow, and Jeff Peterson's Memorial Cup.
Maybe they'll bring him in to work Ring of Honor then, since he's got experience with Ring of Honor. I mean, here's the deal. You got a lot of guys out there that have talent that could help you put on a good product. But some of them, do you really want to bring them in? That's the question. You got Jim Cornette, and this is a touchy subject because they brought him into NWA to help NWA. And they let him go because people thought he was racist and sexist and set in his ways. And part of that comes from the fact that he grew up in the old territory days where certain things were said and done differently. And he hasn't really adapted to the new style. He hasn't really adapted to the new era.
Right.
So Jim Cornette may not be a good idea. You got Vince Russo, who is cocky, arrogant, rude, hates Southern people. You can bring him in, but I don't know what you're going to get because he takes credit for all of the Attitude Era stuff, and I just don't think he can take credit for all that. I don't think that was. I don't think that was all Vince Russo.
No.
You know, I mean, Jim Cornette was there, J.J. Dillon was there. There was a number of people there, but I don't think it was all Vince Russo.
No.
Because The Rock and Austin will even tell you that a lot of the shit they did was on the fly, unscripted, them just being them. Right. So I don't think Russo can take credit for Austin turning himself up to 10 and going out there and doing whatever the fuck he wanted to do. That's just my opinion, though. He didn't write it, or he may have wrote it, but Austin went completely off the script. There were several times back in the Attitude Era where shit was not scripted because they went off script. They had permission to do what they needed to do. And so I feel like, what would you get with Vince Russo? You have, Tony Schiavone sitting there. You got JR sitting there. Pick his fucking brain. JR could help you.
Yeah.
Give him a office job. Let him help some with the talent. That would help him and relieve some of his stress. And you could, he could still call the big matches and shit to make it important. But I think he would be a damn good, let him run some talent for you. That would help. You've got, J.J. Dillon's out there. He would be a good hand. J.J. Dillon's always been a good booker. He's always been very respectful. I've never heard a bad thing said about J.J. Dillon other than when he partied with Flair and them. They always, fucking get drunk and shit. But I never, booking-wise, he was never a bad guy. I mean, you don't want to bring Kevin Nash in because Kevin Nash is going to put himself over and, do all that shit. Maybe not now, but, used to. Right. You've got guys out there that you could turn to and be like, hey, I need your help. I mean, you got Jerry fucking Lynn working for your company, for God's sakes. He's one of your coaches. Jerry Lynn is one of the greatest minds in this business. Why aren't you picking these guys' brains and asking them, hey, what am I doing wrong? What can I do to draw in that non-traditional wrestling fan, or to get that traditional wrestling fan that used to watch wrestling to come back to wrestling and watch it again? There's so many guys out there that could really help you turn up your product and develop it into something memorable and noticeable and just bam. And I feel like when they lost Cody, they kind of lost their edge. They lost their direction. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm a huge fan of Cody. Don't get me wrong.
Well, when Cody started doing all that other stuff, like going and doing other TV shows and stuff like that, he started, it's just kind of started going downhill.
Right.
Because he wasn't a part of the TV show.
But that was because Tony was kind of pushing him out. So he decided he would take some time off. He would do this. He was recuperating from injuries, and Tony was really trying to step up and take over. And here's a good question from Darren Walker. Will the new Ring of Honor be like NXT, develop stars for AEW? And Briscoe's not signed because Warner Media executive not like their tweets from 10 years ago. Yeah, we've touched on that several times, and I think that I think that Tony Khan not having the balls to tell them, hey, look, that was 10 years ago. These guys are different. Why can't we put them through sensitivity training and hire them is stupid. You know what I mean? What was it? Sammy Guevara said some shit about Sasha Banks. He had to go through sensitivity training to keep his job. Why can't we do that with the Briscoe brothers? That's like Jeff Hardy. He's got to go through rehab and all this other shit before he can come back, if they even let him come back because of the media, Warner Media executives. And now they've made a deal with, Discovery, because Warner Media bought Discovery. So I'm wondering if Ring of Honor is going to end up on like Discovery or some shit. That's why they're, the Discovery Channel. That's why they're doing they're pairing up, because Warner Media bought the Discovery Channel or whatever. So that's why they're doing the shark cage above the ring for the barbed wire everywhere thing, because it's in association with Shark Week. So we have to promote. So to me, it's like AEW.
Was that a little bit of a Donald Trump impression?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
He was like, Shark Week.
Right. Whatever. My thing is, AEW seems to have become a walking poster board for TNT, TBS, and now Discovery Channel. Like, I thought we were supposed to be pro wrestling, and why are we carrying belts that say TNT and TBS? Why are we having to put a shark cage over the ring to promote Shark Week? Now, I'm not bitching, because how many times have we seen the shark cage above the ring? That's something traditional. Jim Cornette ended up in a shark cage one time above the ring because of somebody.
One time. Let me try to rephrase. Let me try to phrase this right.
Yeah, let's try to be politically correct.
So, WWE was a wrestling company with a TV deal.
Exactly.
WCW was a media thing that had a wrestling show.
There you go. And that's what AEW is now.
I believe AEW is trying to get into that position, and that's not where you need to be.
No. Who
I
owns this company?
I know. I can understand. If they're paying you to do it, I'd do it too.
Right. That's like Vince goes down to Saudi Arabia because the supreme guy, the king, the sheik, whatever the fuck he is, he pays them the prince, whatever the fucking dude's called down there. No offense, I don't know what they call them.
I don't think they call him a sheep, though.
A sheik. I said sheik.
Oh, a sheik. I thought you called him a sheep.
No,
well,
they call
the
him
government.
Sheiks.
The government. Yeah,
I think he's a prince or something now.
Paying millions of dollars.
Yeah, like 4 or 5
million.
I think they're royal. Shit. They're royalty. They're paying
WWE like multiple of millions and millions. More than just 5 million, because they pay one person $2 million to come in. Yeah. They'll pay Undertaker like $2 million just to work the show,
or just to do an announcement, because he come out and announced some fucking rapper. But hey, that's a good question. Here we go. Will Shark Boy be coming next week?
No, but Shark Boy will be coming to Memphis at the end of the month.
Is he? Who's doing it? Who's doing it now?
Who's doing what?
The Shark Boy gimmick.
Shark Boy.
Okay. I'm not
the guy that did it. He showed his face on Vince Russo's podcast.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, they were doing something as cool like us, but but not as boring.
Oh yeah, well, I don't watch Vince Russo shit. Cheeseburger said that's why he hates mainstream media and prefers independent, because you have free creativity. The corporate stuff will run it, and that's true. And that's what I'm getting at.
Well, where was you at when I needed support?
What are you talking about?
Independent.
Oh,
I was independent. I was independent.
I was too. I mean, when I ran NCW, it was all independent. It came out of my fucking pocket. What you talking about? I had a few sponsors. I didn't have many, but the ones I did have, man, I appreciated them. No, I mean, it just, I don't understand. I mean, why are we doing? I get it that you're on the TNT channel, but why does your belt have to be the TNT Championship?
It's a way to make a secondary title without saying Intercontinental or
right,
Workhorse.
Intercontinental or European or whatever. But
and
still,
they were on TNT at the time when they made that title.
Right, and that's why it's only defended pretty much on Rampage other than last
night.
And
then they were getting moved to TBS, so they needed, hey, we'll just make the women's secondary title the TBS title. But, now, if they turn around and they get bought out by ABC, then it's going to change it to the ABC title.
Speaking of which, and here's my thing. Let me just show you this.
Show me.
I want to share just a little bit of fucking history with everybody here, okay? Because back in the day, this was the NWA television title, right?
Yes. I believe it still is.
It says NWA. Well, there's a different version. It doesn't have the side plates I'm about to show you, so hold on.
Okay.
But
not bad.
It says television champion. Why couldn't they have done a television champion? Look at that. ABC. CBS. You got your satellites for your side plates. And it says the TV shows, channel. ABC, CBS. Why does it have to be the center plate? Why couldn't you promote your fucking company on the center plate? Just asking.
Well, who's paying them? Who's paying them the most money? Warner Media, which is TBS and TNT.
But are they paying them?
Look, motherfucker, wait till fucking Rampage goes to fucking Disney and it'll be the fucking Disney channel.
And they'll change the women's belt to the princess title.
Jade Cargill going for win number 50. 10 years later, she'll be at 50-0.
Oh, dear fucking Jesus.
Because I don't put her out there enough. I love Jade Cargill. She's hot. She looks good. She's me. She looks like $1 million bucks.
She needs some fucking training. She
needs a lot more work. She needs a lot of work. But her mic skills are fucking off the chain.
Yeah, and she don't need a manager. I'm sorry.
I don't like the goof. I don't know who the goof is.
Yeah.
Smart Mark Sterling was doing just fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
I need Wardlow to powerbomb that goofy little shithead.
No shit.
And then just let her be. Her and her baddies is all they need.
I love it. And that's true. There's going to be Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram championship wrestling belts someday. Actually, there is already a YouTube championship somewhere.
And there's Memphis Wrestling has the internet champion.
See, there you go.
EIW has an internet champion.
I've seen somebody has a YouTube champion, but I can't remember who it is. I think it's somebody down in Mississippi or Alabama. I seen it the other day. They were promoting a match for the YouTube championship, and I was like, the what? Okay.
The only thing I can think of is you're just going to put it on YouTube all the time.
Well, see, and that's what I'm thinking. If they're going to do with the All Atlantic Championship, why in the fuck did we name it the All Atlantic Championship and try to give it credibility by doing a tournament and doing all this shit? Why in the fuck didn't they do it on the internet?
I guess you got to be a foreigner to hold that belt.
I guess so, because only people from other countries are getting shots at it. I want a shot at it. I'm from Ireland, man.
You're not foreign.
Hey, I can do different accents, brother.
Oh, I know.
I can do a lot. I'll go have some tea. Or I'll
Okay.
kick your fucking ass and drink some whiskey.
Oh, he's already the champion.
Oh,
Neville?
that wasn't my British. That was my Irish. But okay.
Oh, that was sounded a lot of fucking British.
Okay. Well, I mean, British or Irish too, bro.
Oh,
They're all from the fucking UK.
okay.
Yeah,
Divine McGregor.
that's right. I'd like to fucking hang out with him right on his big ass fucking yacht. He's funny as hell. Speaking of UFC, I don't know if it'll ever happen, but I watched the fight with him and Dustin Poirier. Poirier is from here in Louisiana. I would love to see him and Dustin actually have the fourth fight and actually get to fight, and hopefully Connor won't get hurt. So anyway, that's my opinion on that. We do have one other question here from, of course, Ashton Gaming, who won't answer me because I think it's my kid, but he won't type yes or no because he's a rude little prick. What happened to the Divas Championship? They fucking dissolved it.
They evolved into the women's.
Yeah, they tried to be
division.
More appropriate.
They're superstars now, not divas, kid.
Yeah. They're not strippers and hoes, bro.
I miss those days.
Do what?
I miss those days.
They're not getting hush money no more.
That's right. Hush money's been put on hold.
Vince done put $12 million or more out in hush money. He can't afford no more. He gonna go broke. Speaking of which, he's got about 12 lawyers after his ass now.
He's been having about 12. He don't give a shit. He's 100% in charge of creative right now.
Yeah, he's just living his best fucking life. He don't give a shit. He ain't sweating that hush money shit. He's like, I got my dick sucked. I paid for it, and it's all good, bitches. He's like, I'm gonna do what I want. Them bitches signed NDAs. They can't say shit. Oh God, Vinnie Mac always being the man he is. He's a handful. I've been around him twice, and
I'm sure he has like an aura around him.
I will say, I thought he would be more of a asshole based on his TV character. So I was prepared for like, shut the fuck up and listen, you son of a bitch. You know, I was waiting for it. But he comes down, how you doing? You're doing good today. You know, real nice. Looking good. Let's get it done so we can get this fucking show underway. We gotta go over some shit. And then I was working a Raw. I was reffing the dark matches for Raw, and they were like, make sure that you put extra canvases on. Do this. This is back in the day when they bled. So they were like, put extra canvases on and shit. Yeah, make sure you get it all straight. And then he'd go back to the gorilla position, and we'd be running around running electrical wires and hanging shit for the Titantron. And all right, pal, you're going to do this tonight, and you're going to do that tonight. And wait a minute, who's reffing your match? Oh, the new kid. Where's he at? Come here. You know what you're doing? Can you count to 3? Can you count to 10? You better stay in shape. And this is before I had tattoos. You ain't got none of them fucking tattoos, do you? He won't let you get tattoos. Like, he's for real. Like, if you're a referee, you don't have tattoos that show. So I couldn't referee for him anymore now because I got tattoos. I'd have to, like, wear a white sleeve or some shit, and he probably wouldn't like that. But he was cool. I mean, it was good luck tonight, pal. We'd come back. You can ref pretty good. I like you. You're loud. It's good for business. I'm like, okay, thanks. Like, I was waiting for him to fucking yell at me, fire me, and I was always that loud referee, like, 1, 2, get him out of the corner. Come on. I'd put my fucking, I put all my effort into it. You know how I was. I'd put my effort into it. I'd really fucking sell that shit, trying to make it look like I was really trying to fucking pull him apart when I was like, just don't hit me. Please don't hit me. I'll be good. I don't want to die. because these motherfuckers are bigger than me, right? Don't hit me. I'm like, just fucking get out of the corner. You know, and I'd put everything I had into it. And he liked the way I refereed. He said, you're good, pal. We'll keep you around for a little bit. And so anytime they come to the area and I could get there, I was still in high school. This was back in the day when you could, forge a fucking signature on some shit and pass yourself off as 18 because the state didn't do background checks and shit. Especially in Tennessee, they didn't give a fuck. But he was cool. I mean, the 2 times that I had interactions with him was, I did a Raw and I did a SmackDown, I think, in Little Rock. And he was real cool, shook my hand. He was a real germaphobe, though. He does it. Yeah, I mean, when he hugs people, he's he got to love you. But
it is your son.
Yeah, I read that. So fuck him. He finally answered. Good for him. I wonder if my other kid's even awake yet. I know my daughter was up. She was helping me this morning. I got a brand new cow print rug that finally came in. My brown cow print rug. I love the cow print. I don't know why, but it's in, and we were moving it from the living room. I'm going to put it in here in the office out of the way because the wife's getting ready to have surgery. So I'm going to probably put it up under my desk in my chair here and just get it out of the way so that my wife won't trip over it. I got to make sure the house is booby trap safe because after she has her surgery, we don't want anything to go wrong. We need her recovery time to go great so that I can finally get back out there. We got some comments from Darren Walker on women's wrestling. Tessa Blanchard returns this Saturday at Hurricane Pro Wrestling in Texas and next month at Warrior Wrestling versus Sky Blue. Hope she can rebuild her career. I like Tessa. Maybe
get naked. I mean, I'm sorry.
Oh, I mean, we could say that. I mean,
my Tourette's just kicked in.
It's all good. I mean, she got a nice little ass. She really does.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if we could get sued for harassment. I'd like to get her on the show. I'm not paying Hush money. I don't give a fuck.
Put it on Twitter.
I'll tweet her. I like her. She's I've never met her. She is the daughter of Tully Blanchard, so she has a right to have a chip on her shoulder. She is good in the ring. I will say this much. I seen a show. It was from.
Try to see if you can get Lance Archer.
I will.
I love how we're just talking about who we want to book on the show.
I know, right? I tried to get TJ Wilson, Tyson Kidd, but because he is still contracted with WWE, they won't let him do anything outside of their window.
Who else could we do?
You could reach out to Austin again.
Austin
Gunn.
Don't go.
No, I mean we can reach out to him too. I ain't afraid. I'll take a stunner. He ain't far from me, from what I understand.
He ain't gonna really get on anything.
No, he does his show. But talking about Tessa Blanchard, 2019 they had a show for it was Brian Cage's bachelor party, but it was a wrestling show.
Oh.
And they had a lap dance match, and it was Sue Young, Scarlett Boudreaux, Tessa Blanchard, I can't remember the fourth woman. It was Sue Young, Scarlett Boudreaux, Tessa Blanchard, and I can't remember her name, but Brian Cage was in it. And I will say this much, he's a lucky son of a bitch because he got to go lap dance all over Tessa Blanchard, all over Scarlett Boudreaux, and whoever the other girl was. I can't remember who she was. And if I remember, I will tell you because she was fine as hell too. But when he got to Sue Young, that bitch sprayed him in the face with mist.
Go figure. That's what happened when, I guess, that's what happened when, she was with Lawler for a while.
Is that the same Sue Young?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, she's changed so much. She's not as pretty as she used to be. She wears face paint and all kinds of shit.
See if you can get Jerry to do it.
Yeah, right. He ain't gonna answer me.
Never know.
He don't like me no more. But yeah, I hope Tessa can turn her career around. I don't know if she'll be able to. She'll definitely need to keep her mouth shut. She'll definitely need to go to the ring and do her job, and try not to have that chip on her shoulder. I mean, she has every right to. She's a Blanchard. I mean, she's second generation star. She deserves respect, and honestly, she's got the talent. So I mean, I don't understand why somebody wouldn't want her on their company. I mean, if I was running a company, she'd be one of the first women I booked because she's got name value, and two, she's got the fucking talent. I mean, it's the same thing with Charlotte Flair, who, I mean, just because she's Charlotte Flair, she's getting a push, but she also has the talent. But that's my opinion. My son says get FTR on. My kids, ever since they got to hang out with FTR, have loved FTR. I would love to get FTR on, but I don't think Tony lets a lot of his guys do shit either. I think he's getting real picky now. But I'll message Dax. I've talked to Dax recently, so I'll message Dax and see what's up. See if they can come on. I doubt it, but we'll try it and see. Cheeseburger Superior says, what are some weird laws that WWE have? Well, first, before I answer your question, I need to go steal my show back because I've had the Titanic logo up in the corner for the fucking whole hour and 46 minutes. So now it's time to put the Dynasty of Wrestling logo back up there. But I know WWE will not allow them to slap their leg. They cannot call the code breaker anymore. They cannot mention who was it? They could. Well, you're not allowed to say Chris Benoit. He's not mentionable at all on WWE. What was the other one? There's somebody else. I think it was. God. I think forever and a day they weren't allowed to say something about Jericho, but now they do. I don't know. They have some really stupid shit that you're not allowed to do. I mean, I never really got into the rules. I was just, I was the referee, so I didn't have to worry about it as long as I did my job. But the wrestlers have to worry about, you can't slap your leg. You can't do certain moves. You can't do certain poses. You can't, and really wrestling, and that's part of the problem. And I agree with that 110%. Titanic should have logos or sponsors on his pillows. Bed podcast, unique and new to me. I love it. Dude, you got to get logos on your fucking pillow and comforter. You got to do it. That's a great idea. I love it. Fucking Cheeseburger is so smart. We're going to have to sign this dude to be like one of our riders.
I tell you what, Cheeseburger, get one made. You've seen my logo. Send it to me.
Oh,
you can message me on Facebook. And I'll give you my address and you can send it to me. And I'll make sure everybody sees it.
He'll have to email you.
Okay, we can email me too.
It's a great idea. Now I want to have to do that for my chair or something, like when I get up out of the chair, that way my logo is there. That's fucking a great idea. Oh my God. I'm glad he's giving you shit. That's funny. That's funny. But no, for real, I really think that wrestling has gone away from telling the story and selling the moves and really giving the credit where the credit's due. And I think if we could get back to it, like if I hit you with a DDT, sell that bitch. Don't get right back up. It killed me last night because Orange Cassidy took the powerbomb from Wardlow, and Wardlow picks him up, gives him nuts, and I'm like, you just powerbombed this dude. You just kicked his ass. You could have at least held on to him and then let his friends get in the ring and hold him up, because you're killing the fact that you powerbombed him and won. Like you're not. And that's something, okay, so the DDT or the Death Rider as John Moxley calls it, when he picks them up and drives them onto the fucking thing with the double arm DDT, that's his finisher. Okay, so nobody should kick out of that. That should be a holy move. Stan Hansen used to do the lariat. Nobody did the lariat but Stan Hansen for years. They protected that move. I don't understand. It kills me because they just, let me give you a pile driver. You're going to kick out. Then I'm going to hit you with a super kick, and then you're going to kick out. Oh,
I remember back in the day when you got a pile driver, you was out for several weeks.
Right. Like, you wore a neck brace. You were hurt. Like, it wasn't a move that you could just bounce back up from. Nowadays, you take a pile driver through a table and you're back up 2 seconds later doing a fucking shooting star press off the top rope. Nobody even remembers the fact that you took the pile driver through the table. Because you're not selling it. You're not telling that story. You're not. And in my opinion, that's why it's so hard for independent shows who promote true wrestling. And I call it true wrestling because if you go to a show like, say, Rodney Mack's on the show, he can work a match around a fucking side headlock and get the crowd into it. I've seen him do it. He'll grab a side headlock on somebody, and he will hold that bitch the entire match. They'll hit the ropes. He'll come down on them. They'll fucking drop him on his back. He'll sail back up, grab the side headlock, and they'll work around that side headlock the entire fucking match, and he'll have the crowd eating out of the palm of his hand. That's true wrestling. To me, all this, and I'm not bitching because I like the high spots. I like the flippy floppy bullshit. It's cute. It's fun. It's entertaining. But how much can their body take? Because you're going to, and this is the problem, you're going to see, like, Matt Jackson's getting hurt already. Like, you're seeing some of these guys who do the flippy floppy shit all the time. You're starting to see them fall apart. You see what I'm saying? Like guys like us back in the day when we did the basic shit and we never left the ground, we lasted a lot longer than some of these kids that are doing the flippy floppy shit. Granted, the rings are much softer these days. I mean, they've got, 4 or 5 inches of padding underneath the canvas there. And they talk about how the apron is the hardest part of the ring. Well, that's not true anymore because that's padded too. Everything on the ring's padded except for the turnbuckle post they throw them into. And let's talk about John Moxley kicking the little Chinese or the Japanese dude in the face and him bleeding. The only thing I can think of is because John Moxley wears combat boots to the ring, that may be why this kid got kicked in the face and bled. You know what I'm saying? They're going away from tradition. I mean, I was butthurt because you could see John Moxley fucking blading Blockhead, Matt Marvel, whatever the fuck that retard's name is, in the Blood and Guts match. But here he is. This kid's supposed to be a pro. He's supposed to be one of the best, and he's never bladed before, and he had to have Moxley blade him. There's something wrong. I mean, here I am. I'm fucking 33 years old now. And I've been in this business, and yeah, the first time I bladed, I had to have somebody show me how to do it. Like, they had to help me. But after the first time, by God, I was bleeding like a stuck pig. Every chance I got when I bled, you could fucking bottle my blood and sell that shit because I bled like a stuck pig. I don't understand this shit. Like, do I?
I had someone blade me the first time. And then after that, it was, I think who was it? I was here for Motley.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, come see me. I'll blade you. I'm like, I think I'll do it myself.
Arnaz actually did me the first time. hit me with a barbed wire bat, and then just kind of, as he was raking it across my face, took a blade, didn't even feel it, just nicked me with a little blade, and I was bleeding. Dude, I got Ric Flair color that night. And then I bladed myself one time, and the dumbass I was working, as I was trying to blade myself, he put a chair over me. He was fixing to drop kick it, and he drop kicked the chair right as I was blading myself. He didn't give me time because I was going to blade myself and get the blood flowing. That way, when he drop kicked the chair and it fell, it would look like he busted me open.
Right.
Well, he drop kicks me as I'm blading myself, so the blade goes way in. And me being me, I didn't pull it out. I just drug it down my forehead and pulled it out. So occasionally when I'm not wearing a hat and I'm like doing something, you can see this one little line that just sticks out where that blade got me. And I was like, you know, it was great. I mean, it was good for business. I bled like a stuck pig. Oh. But my poor wife, she is on a 2-week liquid diet now. She cannot have anything other than like liquid because of you know, she's having that surgery, and they don't want her to have anything other than liquid. So she's messaging me. Somebody at work bought everybody lunch, and she's like, "Man, I had to behave myself. I drank my protein shake."
Are she having a band or something done or something?
She's having that gastric bypass.
Oh yeah, they got to keep your stomach. Make sure your stomach's completely empty of anything.
Yeah, so she's on a liquid diet. And it sucks. So I'm going to try to be supportive and do it with her, like not eat a whole lot, like just liquid diet. Yeah, I'll drink my Cokes, do a lot of water, protein shakes, stuff like that.
Just eat when you're at home or she's gone.
That way, I mean, I don't want to eat in front of her. It's so rude. We've been on this diet, and you can't tell that I've been on a diet, and that's the horrible thing. But you know, it just, I am ready to get back in the gym. When she said last night that we were going to get back in the gym, I was excited because, as you know, I wasn't you know, even when I was in the Marine Corps for the months that I was there, you know, I didn't really, I don't know how to explain it, but I didn't really enjoy the gym. You know what I mean? Like we would get up early in the morning, 4:30, run a mile. Some days we ran 3 miles. It just depended on what mood the drill instructor was in. You know, they were, you know, sometimes they could be abusive. Sometimes they could be nice. It just depended on what mood they were in. And we would run, you know, we'd run a mile, sometimes 3 miles. We'd hike up mountains. We'd carry our packs. We, you know, we had different tactical training and shit out on the field that we would do. And then we'd go to the gym every day. And it was the most boring thing about the whole experience for me. Like I hated the gym. And I just, man, I couldn't enjoy it. Like they didn't play music. They didn't, you know, it was quiet. Like you would whisper to each other, what set's next? I'm like, why are we being so fucking quiet? Like who's sleeping? Like, is there a dragon in the corner that we're going to wake up if we talk? Like, what the fuck? But we had to be so quiet in the gym. And if you banged the weights, oh my God, the drill instructor would come unglued on you. So I was like, okay, I'm not going to bang the weights. Don't let me bang these fucking weights. Okay. You know, and we'd put them down real gentle and shit. But Cheeseburger said that dude could sue the company. I wonder if he's talking about the guy that Moxley colored. No, technically he couldn't sue the company because I mean, it's part of business. And then Cheeseburger asked, have they tried crowdfunding a wrestling company? I don't know. Has anybody ever done that?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That's a good idea, though.
You'd be the talk of town around here.
Right. Everybody be like, I ain't paying you shit. I ain't giving you no damn money. And you're right. Nobody works out in the library, but apparently the Marine Corps did. My God. I was so glad when they sent me home. I had fucked up my shoulder, my knee. Then I found out about my neck. I was falling apart. Come home and decided to go right back into the wrestling business. Dumbest thing I ever did. Should have listened to the doctor. But
once again, Cheeseburger, send me my pillowcases with my logo on it, and I'll put them on there.
Jesus Christ!
I usually don't like using look. I'm weird. I don't like using pillow cases.
I know,
because I can keep my pillows cold better this way.
That's
like
true. I never thought about that.
I like a cold pillow.
Yeah, I never thought about that. I'm gonna have to try that without the pillowcase. I have Pretty Saints ones and camouflage ones, and my wife has Hocus Pocus ones, and she's weird. She buys all kinds of. I mean, I support my Saints. So I've got like a Saints pillowcase, and I've got all my camouflage shit that I've had for years. She went out when Halloween hit. We go to Spirit Halloween. That's one of our big things. We travel to all the spirit stores around us, and down here there's a ton of them because down here it's fucking Halloween. We love it. But she bought pillowcases that had like the witch's head and shit on it, and then she bought me one that had like Billy the zombie on it or some shit. I was like, okay, cool. I'll put it on a pillow, and I think it's on a pillow, but I don't think it's a pillow I use. You know, it's over there somewhere, or was. I mean, I don't see it right now, as my office here is in the bedroom currently because I don't have a room for the office. I'm waiting to throw a kid out so I can have a room for my office, but I use it every now and then, but I've got my reading. I've turned our bedroom as kind of into like it's like my everything room. Like you have my office in one corner, and then in the other corner you have like what you would call like a smoking room or a what do they call them things? Back in the day, they used to call them like smoking rooms or something where you'd go and just chill in a nice, comfy chair. A den. There you go. I've kind of turned it into that, and I'll come in here when the kids are driving me nuts and I need a break. I'll come sit in here with my pillow on my back and, put my electrical shocker on my neck, and I will read and, read my book and sit over there. He said Etsy can do customized pillowcases. He said, buy it your damn self. And I mean, he didn't say buy it your damn self. I'm saying buy it your damn self, but he said Etsy will do customized pillowcases.
Oh, you're the one that said it? Hey, he needs to be the one
being a cheap bastard, Titanic.
And we'll turn around and I'll even post that you even did it and you sent it and all this other stuff. Give you all the praise.
No, he won't. He's a cheap bastard. He still ain't even unpackaged his shit that
yes, I have. I just ain't got a place to put it.
You haven't showed it on here. You haven't showed the
you showed it.
Trophy. You haven't showed it. I showed what? You showed
it on the page on here already.
Luger and all of it? No, we didn't.
Yeah, you did. You showed me on one of the shows.
Okay.
Dipshit.
I'm a dipshit. That's all right. Keep talking shit. You never know where I will show up, and I'll fucking burn you, Carl. I'm a wizard now too. You see that?
Hey, speaking of the wizard, Chris Jericho basketball wizard jerseys are not available.
Is Jericho paying you for that? Is Jericho paying you for that? Because if he is, I want to cut.
No. I need to talk to him about that, too.
I mean, I want to cut, goddammit. I need to get paid. Bills, bitch. What was it Steve Austin? Steve Austin used to say, I got gimmicks that come in the mail. They're called bills. Yeah.
These little things that come in the mail every month. These little gimmicks. And you got to pay them sons of bitches every month.
That's right. Them motherfuckers are high too. Let me tell you.
Look, I saw somebody's water bill and it was like $80.
My water bill ain't that bad.
It was like $22 in water, even more in sewer.
Oh yeah.
This and this, and then this, then the mosquito shit, then all this. I was like,
that's where
I said, look, y'all flushing that goddamn toilet a lot, and y'all got too many fucking mosquitoes.
Right? And then they charge you for the fucking fluorine or whatever they put in it. That's bullshit too. I didn't ask you to put that shit in my water. I want to be able to drink the shit without tasting it. Stop putting it in there. That's why I like well water. I don't know if I can find local stores here that can do customized pillows. You forget he's in Asia, man.
That's okay.
I'm waiting on my stuff to come in so I can mail him his gift box.
I think I would take that shit too from over.
I got him an autographed shirt. I need you to come visit so you can autograph, you fucking bum.
Send me a self-addressed stamped envelope.
A self-addressed stamped envelope.
Yeah. Remember how they used to do that shit back in the day so they wouldn't have to be out no money?
Yeah.
If you want tickets to studio wrestling, send a self-addressed stamped envelope.
Yeah, and they'd mail it back to you.
And remember, before we have to sign off and everything, we push this whole Saturday and Sunday thing again.
Yeah, I mean, we got all day. I ain't in a hurry.
I don't. I gotta go to the hospital here in a few minutes. Remember when we were
promoting
we were watching we would do like shows. We'd watch shows and do watch alongs for our podcast, when we just did audio.
Yes.
And
now people have to stare at you in bed in my ugly mug.
We've come along so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Conrad Thompson.
So do you remember the time when they did the Renegade Bucks?
Yes.
And they were sending the question who was all NWA world champion. And I was like, send this shit to them now.
I wonder if they ever got any letters.
I tell you what. I'm gonna do this.
Oh God.
I'm gonna try to get it set up. I'm gonna find that episode.
Oh no.
And I'm gonna put the question down and the answer.
Okay.
And tell them that I want my Renegade Bucks. And I'm gonna send it to WMC TV5 Studios in Memphis, Tennessee on Union Avenue.
Well, the answer was Dory and Terry Funk. I remember that because it was what pair of brothers had held
the NWA world title.
Yeah, and I went nuts because I knew the answer because the Briscoes never held them.
And so
Dory Funk,
we need to put it on there. We need to send it to them. I'm going to do it. And I wonder what we're going to get back.
You're probably going to get told to fuck off.
Now, my question is, do I send an envelope stamped back to me? Or will they send me something in return?
Send them a self-addressed stamped envelope and see what comes back. Oh, God. Cheeseburger says the bed podcast is marketable. I'm sure if we could get some strippers or something to sit in with us.
The only reason why I do this is because I don't have the space in my room to have a chair and stuff. I mean, even when I had my smaller bed, I didn't have no room. Now I really ain't got no damn room.
No, he's got a bunch of shit piled up everywhere.
Yeah, I fucking do.
And he can't do it in the living room because there's dogs and his mom and everybody else running in and out. Like,
yes, and I don't like any of them motherfuckers either. So
I think I still got a video of your mom on our YouTube channel arguing with Mark.
Yes, we do.
You son of a bitch! No disrespect to your dear sweet mother. I love that line. I still use that. Oh, I love it.
Let me tell you something. I went. So, all right. I'll give the story, and then we'll promote Saturday and Sunday one more time and leave.
All right. Sounds
good. So Mom comes in here and wakes me up. And she said, "Hey, will you go with me to go pick up Mark? You know, because his car had blew up."
All right. Let me interject. Mark is her boyfriend at the time,
and he had a car, and his motor blew up. So then they turned around, and he didn't park it at the hotel. He didn't park it at the hotel, so the place that he parked it at, because the hotel parking was full, instead of going to the front desk and saying something, he just parked it somewhere else around there, and he got towed.
Oh, shit.
So when he went to go pick the car up, the motor blew in it. Okay? So he calls Mom and tells Mom, "Hey, can y'all come get me?" He was staying in Jonesboro for the week because he was doing inventory. So we were getting ready to go. Mom's like, "Well, take your shower," stuff like that, and I'll make us some biscuits and gravy to eat before we leave. We're not in no rush. Okay. Well, I get on Facebook and I see something about not getting help from the people that you would expect to get help from. So I turned around, I threw my phone over to my mom, and I said, "If this has got to do with us, that motherfucker can walk home. I can care the fuck less if he ever came back." Well, Mom calls him, and she said, "I want to ask you, is this Facebook thing about us?" He fucking said yes.
Dumb ass.
So that's when the fucking argument ensued. Well, your sister had messaged me about batteries. So I went to go check on these batteries. They came back, and Mom's still on the phone, cussing and chewing his ass out. And like they were on the phone. It was like an hour and 45 minutes. And then he decided he was going to stay there, go see Craig Stone Monday to try to get a car. He went and seen Craig Stone, boom, got a car. And then I got $200, referral
right
check off of it. So that was the greatest thing that ever happened, because I've been married a few times, and I wasn't about to argue for an hour and 45 minutes with none of them with women. Hell, I hung up on one, and she turned around and called me back. She goes, "You motherfucker, did you hang up on me?" I said, "I don't know. Did it sound like this?" Click.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Oh, I wouldn't have listened to it. I'm sorry. I mean, I love you, mama, but if she called me and chewed my ass for even 20 minutes, I'd have done hung up. I'd have been like, "I'm sorry, my phone lost battery. I lost signal or something." I'd have been like, "I'm gone, bitch." Sorry. I'm out. Oh, look. Cheeseburger says, "I can imagine Titanic having a guest someday and he or she is lying in bed next to him for the interview." Okay, I'm going to confess something right now on public air. Back in the day when we used to podcast just audio, Titanic would be laying on one side of the bed. I'd be laying like halfway across the bed at the foot with the laptop in between us, and we'd be on the phone with people like Jerry Lynn and Chase Stevens doing podcasts. That's how we did it back in the old days.
Now, the thing is, hold on, let's be honest with everybody. I was on bed rest.
Yes, he was. He had a health issue, and he had just had surgery. And so I would come to his house, and he would lay like he's laying where he was comfortable, where his his stuff wasn't hurting, and I would lay across the bed where I was comfortable because of my neck and back, where I would be comfortable, and we would put the phone and the laptop and all the setup there, and we would interview. We interviewed Jerry Lynn, Chase Stevens. I think pretty much a lot of people that way. So that was the early days, as we would podcast from either Titanic's bed or my living room. And then when I moved in with my grandmother, we would podcast from her living room or my room at their house. We went out in the garage at one point and got told that if we didn't go to bed, my grandmama was going to whoop our ass. So we went to bed because Christian was yelling like a little punk bitch when we was trying to wax his ass.
Hey, that came up on my memories yesterday.
Yeah.
Where we were waxing over in the house here in Paraguay at the farm thing, where he took her around, and I was like, "Hey, you need to watch longer." Shut the fuck up, Carl.
That's fucking great. All right, so we're gonna talk about APW a lot this weekend because we have a lot of APW wrestlers coming on. Of course, we have the APW owner and promoter himself. You call him Buster Kennedy, but his name is Rick Kennedy, correct?
Actually, he wrestles as Buster.
Oh, okay, so he wrestles too. All right, he's a wrestler. He's the owner. He's the promoter. There you go, just like the old days. Buster Kennedy will be joining us. They also have if you want to train, you can join them here on any of their, you can Yahoo, Facebook, and of course, if you need a fundraiser, these guys are the guys to holler at down there around Marion, Arkansas. Marianne. Sorry, Marianne. I said it wrong. Nix will be joining us. She's and I'm just going to say it, she's a fine little specimen that you've met that does a lot of wrestling. I've heard good things about her. This will be the first time I ever get to talk to her, and I'm excited for it. Excited to hear how she got her start. Excited to hear what her hopes and dreams are. But she's a young lady who, and when I say fine little specimen, I mean no disrespect. I'm saying she looks good. She's a pretty young lady. And
she's hot.
Titanic says she's hot. So looking forward to that. And then we got Smitty. Looking forward to hearing this man's story. You've told me some of it, but I look forward to hearing it from him. So APW guys right here, man, we're going to be talking APW a lot this weekend. Of course, this young man, I don't know his fucking wrestling name. He's a jacked up son of a bitch. He's the rookie that bullied my brother, and I'm going to throw a fireball at this son of a bitch, and I'm going to hit him with a chair one day. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
All right, sounds good to me. And I'll let you promote this one because I like it. Was funny the way you said it.
My slutty sister.
All right, his slutty sister. This will be Crystal. She'll be talking to us about her time filming on Slaughtery House. It almost makes me think of Sluttery House, but Slaughtery House. Not sure what that look is. But we'll have her on with us on Sunday. Of course, we're going to have the legendary Ron Rage. Cannot wait to see him. Of course, we'll get to hear about his time with the PLB, his training with Sid Vicious, and everything. I mean, we're gonna drill him about everything we can drill him about. He's got a lot of health problems that's due to wrestling, but he's doing better. God bless him. I'm glad he's coming on the show. I teared up a little bit when you told me he was coming on the show. I teared up a little bit when you told me Ron was coming on the show. I wish we could get Cowboy on. I wish we could get a number of guys on to tell stories. Then we're going to have Santiago on as well. Now, this guy started in episodes of The Walking Dead. We're going to hear about his time on set with Walking Dead, what he did, how it was. And then we're going to talk a lot about this. You said it's a book, A Veteran's Homecoming. Don't know anything about it, so we're going to learn about it. I'm going to learn about it. I'm going to let you do a lot of the questioning on that one. But when it comes to, this guy, I'm going to drill his ass good on a lot of shit, and I'm going to get Ron some too. I didn't get to work with Ron as much as I got to work with Ron. And it's funny, Ron and Ron, you know what I mean? Ron Mcclarty, Ron Rage. So I got to work with one Ron more than I worked with the other. But Saturday is going to be a phenomenal show. Do not miss it. And let me do the screen share one more time. Let me stop this one. Let me go over to my Facebook, and I will show Ron Mcclarty to everybody real quick before we go, because I don't want to leave Ron's picture off. I got a lot of respect for these guys. I want to include them as much as I can. So let me get to Carl's. Not everybody else is here. And go back and screen share the whole screen. Sorry, guys. I'm trying. I'm learning. We're going. Here we go. Ron Mcclarty with Sexy Sam Dollar. And one day we hope to get Sexy Sam Dollar on. He's got lots of stories about him and his brother, Buster Hellraiser Johnson, their time training with Jeff Jarrett. But we're going to have the longest reigning MCW heavyweight champion, Ron Mcclarty, on with us on Saturday as well. Looking forward to it. Going to be a huge show kicking off. It'll be a little bit before noon on Saturday, and we'll go as long as it takes to get anybody in that wants to get in. And if you aren't on the show, let me just throw this out there to anybody watching. If you aren't on the show and you are a wrestler, a promoter, a fan, or anybody that's had anything to do with the wrestling business, or if you're a movie star or a TV show star or anything else, my kids are yelling, so they're all awake now. But if you want to come on the show and you have something to promote or talk about, or a small business somewhere that you want to promote, give us a shout out. We are more than happy to have you on the show. Cheeseburger, if you can ever figure out how to work the damn technology, we'd like to have you on the show to talk to us instead of through the damn messenger. We could send you a link somehow. You know, there's ways that we could all get on here and communicate. You know, that's what it's all about, is sharing the passion of pro wrestling. We love to have everybody on. Looking forward to it. Saturday is going to be a huge kickoff to our Super Show weekend. So Saturday and Sunday, going to rock your world with a lot of wrestling talk, a lot of APW talk.
One breaking news. WWE Raw PG era has ended. We are going to TV 14 rating. I know all about that shit.
Yeah, you got that on Facebook one time. They tried to tell you couldn't come back. Yeah. But yeah, we'll be rocking your world this weekend with wrestling, movie stars, and much, much more. From Dynasty of Wrestling and On Deck with Titanic, our Super Show kicks off Saturday shortly before noon. Don't miss it! And check out madrabbit.com. Code 520 saves you 20% off all your tattoo gear. Got anything to add before I cut it off? Peace, love, and fried chicken.